Yeah, like I said after the game there, I really think it was a game of two halves against Utah. I think they were part of our first half there that we should be really pleased about, and there was, of course, easier to find examples of how we need to look like as a team in order to be successful. And then I think second half is to understand why we are not looking as good as a team in that half. What is the details of difference and what we need to improve on as a team in order to look the same in the second half as we do in the first half. So there were some good learning opportunities for us there. Then, with all due respect to that game, I think what we have in front of us here now is our toughest challenge yet. To your point, I think it's a real benchmark coming away against Orlando, the reigning champions, and see how we can implement our way of playing here in trying to get something out of the game as well, which is a really tough task, but we're preparing and want to give our absolute best in order to tackle that the best way possible.
And obviously, with Orlando being such a champion and having such a high work rate and play style, does that excite you to game plan for having your team ready for this, or just take me through that process and how you're able to kind of manage and look into maybe defending a Barbara Banda, a legend like Marta? What is that process for you and your team?
No, like you're saying, I think Orlando is obviously a team that has some threats, and always in a game plan, we will need to have one approach is to see what to nullify those threats. Like any other team, Orlando also have weaknesses. So how can we exploit them? And more importantly, is to see what are the strengths of us as a team. What strengths do we have both on an individual and a collective level, and we need to play to them. And we need to make sure that we get those moments in the game where we can showcase our football and we can showcase our strengths, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to give us the best possibility to win the game.
And how do you manage those outside factors? This is the first match that you're going to have your team travel across the country here in the United States into an away match. Those intangibles, is there a way to kind of coach those up or not necessarily have those built-in excuses as excuses, but have them as potential challenges for your squad?
I said that when I was coming to the league, that one thing that excites me is all the external factors that you have to manage, which is not really as influential in Europe. So, I mean, the game here now against Orlando puts a couple of those factors really in the spotlight. We have the jet lag factor. We have a really early kickoff here on the East Coast tomorrow, which would be 9 a.m. our time. So we've been on a protocol for that for the last 4 days, in order to shift our time zones gradually. So this will feel normal for us to play tomorrow at 12. So that's one approach that we're working hard with. Then we a little bit more heat and humidity playing the game tomorrow. So again, we have strategies for hydration to deal with heat in order how we are prepared with trainings and so on this week. So yeah, for me, I feel that it's stimulating to try and deal with these external factors, and hopefully by doing that, we're sort of making that gap between playing home and away as little as possible.
And you have a new player coming in Daniela Arias from Corinthians in Brazil. The Colombian defender is going to bring experience and a lot of talent. How do you plan on marrying that with already the plant and the scheme that you've already had here in preseason with Wave?
I mean, we obviously identified her as a player that fits very well into what we're trying to achieve. Now she goes away with the national team, and we're still waiting for her working visa to be confirmed. So she hasn't been able to do anything with the squad or spend any time with us so far. So it's gonna be for next block. So right now we just focused on the game ahead of us here.
And then one final question. Last match was the first Snapdragon for you as well. Could you just kind of take us through that day and what you really think about the home field advantage that San Diego Wave has at Snapdragon Stadium?
I mean, our supporters are great. The atmosphere was phenomenal. I think you could really feel that they raised the players up one level, which is really important for us. I hope the players did the same to give the fans something to really to be excited about. And I think it was a really good start for all of us at Snapdragon Stadium to trying to build that as a real fortress for us this season. And looking forward to be back there to create more memories. But right now we have this tough away game in front of us, so that takes all of our focus and attention.